we've got a bone that runs from here to there, and we're gonna bone off the meat rather than sawing bones up because we're working with common kitchen utensils.
Jackson Landers teaches a unique culinary class.
So we're gonna have the cuts from one side of the bone and the cuts from the other side of the bone.
It's a little bit of butchery, some cooking technique, and then there are the rifles.
My name's Jackson Landers. I'm 31 years old, and I teach a class on deer hunting for locavores and foodies.
Mr. Landers tailors his class to people who didn't grow up hunting.
I had no firearms experience, but I was a foodie, and I was interested in this sort of an ethical treatment of an animal, and I didn't want factory farming. I thought, yeah, that makes sense.
And it's free range, hormone free. The animal leads a good natural life in the wild, and then it has one bad day.
Mr. Landers walks his students through the entire hunting process, from learning to fire a rifle to field dressing a deer. It was one of the last lessons in the class, and for many of the students, the most daunting.
So I'm going to start out boy, this is a big deer.
Most of what I'm afraid of and getting over is my societal biases against what I'm doing here, which is totally natural.
Right. Yeah.
It's how humans survived for tens of thousands of years.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden I'm
100th great-grandfather would be ashamed of you.
Yes, exactly.
That's right.
Across the country, the number of hunters has been in decline for decades.
You can feel the rib cage. It's beautiful meat. That's
Even Mr. Landers is a recent hunting convert.
No, I didn't grow up hunting or shooting or anything like that. And it's a lot harder, I think, to start doing that as an adult. You talk to most hunters and ask them, well, how did you learn how to do this? They learned as a kid from a father, an uncle, or grandfather.
For many of Mr. Landers' students, the class was a chance to reconnect with their food in a very old way.
Really, it was more that there's all this free meat running around. It's something I've never done and I'd like to learn how to do. Kind of like being able to fix your own car or be able to grow your vegetable garden and bring in that food. And it feels really good to be able to say, hey, this salad or this meal that I'm eating comes largely from my own garden, from the work of my hands. And this feels like it's a good extension of that.
For Ted Peters, a growing deer population had started to become personal.
I have like 9 deer in my backyard a few weeks ago, and I'm a gardener. And they devastate daylilies, hosta.
Hunting is one way to keep a large deer population that can cause auto accidents and crop damage in check. It's also a low-cost alternative to going to the grocery store, says Mr. Landers.
Beef averages about, $7 a pound. And if a smallish deer gets you, about 40 pounds of meat, you're looking at $280 worth of food.
At the field dressing course, Scott Swanson learned how to remove the backstrap, a prized piece of venison, which Mr. Landers cooked up at a demonstration dinner the next night.
You put whatever seasoning you want on it and then roll it up, just like that, and pin it together.
The backstrap is sautéed, then braised in beer and enjoyed.
Like they're saying, it was like beef, but a little lighter, perhaps, but very flavorful.
What do you think, Eddie?
I thought it was amazing.
And were Mr. Landers' students graduated?
They're most of the way there.
I don't think that I've graduated until I have a deer that I've shot, I've field dressed it myself, I've drug it back home and put it on my table.
Okay, well
that's when I feel like I'll have graduated.
Then you've done it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm really close to graduation, but I got a final exam coming.
Right.
ABD.
Yeah.